This year coming up, I mean, whatever's going to happen to Joe here, we want to know if you're going to lay hands on him right now. Yeah. Tomorrow, like, have you got some healing powers on that calf right now?
Hey, I wish I did, man. You know, I'm looking at him every day, watching him every day, seeing his rehab. So, you know, he looks good right now. Like I said, when he first happened, you know, I seen it from his demeanor and the way that he felt. You know, I could already tell what happened to him. So, you know, he's in good hands, working well, getting his sleep in. So.
Tell us more. How is he? Because he's not coming out here. Like, I'm standing over here yesterday, and like, true story, I heard these little kids go, "Where's Joe?" And one of the little kids, because you guys have been through this before, said, "Well, last year when he was hurt, he was over there. I don't see him.
Yeah,
he's still in the building every day."
I mean, it's just rehab. You know what I'm saying? Making sure he gets on top of it. He got to do extra work. You got to sit there. A lot of the stuff is being lazy without being lazy, so you know he gotta make sure he stay on top of the treatment right now. So that's pretty much it.
Do you have any doubt that he'll be there week 1?
I told him, and with all honesty, I don't want him there.
You don't want him to play week 1?
Same thing with me and my last year.
You want him week 20.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I set out an extra game just to let my hip all the way heal up. And, you know, you don't want to cause no other problems later on in the season. You know, I told him, as long as you're there after week 5 and on, you know, we're good, brother.
What did he say to that? I'm sorry. What did he respond to that?
I mean, he just told me, you know, he's going to see how he feels when the time comes. You know, he doesn't know when he'll be back, but, you know, he'll be back soon. And, you know, what time will do.
Welcome to the Queen City Strikes podcast. I'm your host, Ray Summers. Shout out to my co-host, Mav, and special guest, Foxx, baby.
What's up? Season 3 with the hey.
Everybody coming. I already know everybody ready. Oh, yeah.
Salute.
We ready to be back, man. We back, man. The boys is back in town, man. Episode 52, Stripe Academy 3, Season 3. Well, let's get into it, man. Lots of stuff to get into, man, since y'all last heard from us, man, back in, like, I'll say May. Might have been May, the last thing I heard from us. But yeah, lots of stuff to get into, bro. Going into the training camp, man. We came off the back together Saturday this past week. Me and the gang, we all went up there. Great time. Obviously, I know y'all had a great time. I'm still working on this farmer's tan still to this moment, bro. It looks wild over on this end, bro, but with this orange light, you can't really see, but yeah, man. But other than that, man, we got to get into it, bro. Thoughts about this year's training camp so far, man? How y'all feeling?
I mean, so far, what I've seen in person, I liked. You know, I mean, depending on what part of the field you were looking at, the backups kind of didn't give me too much confidence from what I've seen with Browning and Simeon.
Right.
But the defense was looking sharp.
Defense looked great.
As usual.
Defense looked great.
What about you, Foxx? Go ahead.
You know what? Same thing. I mean, we really couldn't tell with the backup QBs in, but the defense looked great.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, it's kind of hard to tell because that was your backup quarterbacks. But I'm taking it for what it was, and I'm saying that they look good.
Hell yeah, I'm with you on that shit. I mean, seeing what we saw and like what we saw been seeing the past week. I'm sorry. Yeah, like the defense didn't like they missed a beat.
Right.
Like I'll just say, like I just wish we would have got a chance to see more of. I don't think we get a chance to see more of Jalen Battle over the past weekend, and also yeah, I'm with you on the backup QBs, which we're going to get into. This is a big topic to get into off of the news that we got to get into later on the show, but I'll say the scale like the 1 to 10, man. I was pretty satisfied. I'll give it a smooth 7 for what we've been seeing. You know, up to date. You know, they've been handling things. You know, on the grid, off the grid, contract situations. But it's an exciting year. I feel like this, I mean, we say it every year, but I feel like this would be the year regardless. But we won't have to see how the shit plays out. Going into the rookies, I make a strong impact, like right off the rip. It's gonna be tough, like to see how this is gonna play out. But I'm interested to see how Murphy plays out, and then definitely the safety battle. But DJ Ivy, well, DJ Turner's been making a lot of noise during the training camp. So I'll definitely point him out as being a possible like running up of having a big impact this year. What about you guys?
Go ahead, Ron.
Honestly, I thought about DJ Turner too. I think it depends on what happens with Awuzie. Is he coming back at his 100%, or is he coming back, slowly coming in? Or I do think DJ Turner will do great as filling in for the time being. I ain't saying he need to be the, take over, but I think he could take over for Awuzie for the time being.
Okay. Mavi, man, what you got to think about this?
The question is, which rookie will make the biggest impact?
Yeah.
The one that's going to have the best opportunity is going to be Murphy. I think he's going to be the one that has the biggest impact, unless anything should happen with Mixon. I don't want to say Evans is going to be a lock for number 2. That's going to be a good battle between Brown and Evans, because we don't know the extent of what the injury is with Travion. The problem I have with DJ Turner is Awuzie is going to more likely be at 100% for game 1. So that's going to push him down to number 4.
Yeah, at least
because Cam Taylor-Britt's number 2, Mike Hilton at the slot. So how many opportunities Turner's going to get, I really don't know.
Yeah.
And then it depends how the battle goes between, no pun intended, battle.
Right.
And the other side.
Nick Scott.
Yeah, Nick Scott. I don't want to say Nick Scott's going to automatically get the start, but you don't sign a veteran that type of money to start a third rounder. So, so I think Murphy will be the one that's going to get the most opportunities because he's going to be part of that rotation. So, for me, it's going to be Murphy. And that'd be your one to pick out for that the breakout year as well? For as far as rookies, I mean, the one that's going to break out the most, because I don't see the receivers really getting much except maybe in special teams chances, in case of injury or anything like that. I really hope not.
Right.
So, but I think the one that's going to have the best chance to really do something in year 1 is going to be Murphy.
Yeah, I agree. The way you broke it down, I agree. Like that'd be like basically the main one that could probably gets the most reps to shine and make a name. But you know how the NFL season is, man. As long as people stay healthy, or unhealthy, anybody's number could be called. But I definitely agree with you 1,000% to be Murphy be the top one. More other stuff to get into. I know we said we're just talking about basically the backup, the running back number 2 situation. Because as of right now, we do know Travion Williams will be out. Well, he's going to be out for a couple weeks. It was a big scare because everybody thought he was going to be out, like officially out. Like with the injury he had just recently. Like I'm sure everybody been tuning into that happened last week, I believe, when that shit happened. But I agree. I think the most thing that's probably going to be the biggest question is will we see Chris Evans? Like me and Maverick been preaching about this before you came on here, Foxx. Like for 2 seasons now, like on what's going on with Chris Evans. So it's just like between him and Chase Brown, and then with the Travion situation, that it's going to be interesting how that shit plays out for the running back number 2 role. Because I feel like, go ahead and what you say.
I was just saying, Chris Evans, this got to be his time to take that. I mean, with Travion out, you would hope that you get this man an opportunity to see. But I mean,
it's hard to tell.
I'll give you a better answer next week after Friday.
Yeah, I'm about to say we got to see how this plays out this Friday because we'll get into the depth chart later in the show, but it's just I feel like getting to the next question, the biggest position battle this year is going to be between the running backs, the safeties. I mean, we kind of already talked about how the corner's going to play out based on health of Awuzie, and of course you got Mike Hilton stepping in. So I feel like them going to be the 2 biggest ones is the safety and then maybe the running back number 2. But
Say, I'm shocked no one's even brought this up or talked about it, just listening to other people's chitter chatter and that.
go ahead.
One of the more interesting things, I want to see how it's going to play out and look. I don't know if they're going to get the opportunity to do it in the preseason games because they don't want to risk injury. But I want to see how well Jonah Williams is going to transfer from the left side to the right.
Yeah, I mean they've been they haven't been talking about it as much, but I get what you're saying though. It hasn't been
That's
like the
what I
top
want to
because he's switching positions
Right.
compared to his original. And then you got Jackson Carman on the other side as well. So it's going to be interesting how both of those play out, both players. But I'm with you on that. They haven't really been talking about that as a lot. It's been the main focus been basically, of course, the main topic with the QB situation with Burrow being out and other scenarios. But for with y'all, what's the biggest position battle this year, man? For you two.
Go ahead,
I'll
man.
let you take it first because I already kind of just said mine.
Honestly,
Pretty much.
let me see. The biggest position
It's all
battle.
health returns.
Say that again.
So my battle is going to basically be who's going to be the starter once Collins comes back at 100% healthy.
Facts.
Are you going to roll with Williams or are you going to roll with Collins? Because you're not benching Orlando Brown. That ain't it.
Hell no.
Absolutely.
Man,
So are you going to try to see if you can move one of those big men to left guard
as in,
versus who's there now? Even though he'll be on year 2, he had good moments.
But
But- When you have a starter like Collins and Williams, who would you rather probably have there? Which probably, if my guess, would be Williams going back over to the left side, but not a tackle being at guard.
yeah.
Because you're not going to have one of them sitting on the bench if both, are 100% healthy at some point. But odds
Right.
are, no offense to Collins, you heal at a snail's pace. I know everybody's different. So it'll be end of November, sometime December, probably, when we have to worry about this conversation.
Bro. You ain't lying.
I'm just being honest. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
you ain't lying.
But don't you think Joan is going to be up out of there after this year?
Like his contract being up, Jonah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Unless something like drastic happens. Like I said, we haven't started the full season yet, but if something drastic happens, I mean, he might get a chance to stay, kind of like with the Jackson Carman scenario. It's like he'll get the stage to have depth on the.
The only way I could see is if it'll be re-signed back after he tests free agency and the market doesn't
Nobody wants.
go after him.
Kind of what just happened. Kind of what we just witnessed, like when he
So
went
you
to
just
trade.
tested the market thing
Yeah.
and not work out for you with any trade partners. So,
Yeah, that phone was dry. Super dry.
but to
He'll
me,
be
that's
all right,
probably
though.
going to be the biggest position battle later on.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, mainly probably running back number 2, or we
Pretty
see
much.
Hill is with Battle and Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I think all other positions and spots are pretty
Sold
much
up.
set.
Hell yeah. Everything else pretty set. It's just them like the main ones, but like I feel like the safety one's just a bigger one just because it's a whole new product back there. Like you
It
said, got the rookie back there, and we got a person coming off of I think Nick Scott this be his 3rd or 4th season, like in NFL, I believe. So he's coming off of that, with the Rams and but sometimes, I mean, just like how I was judging the Rouzier coming from Dallas, like we don't know who we're going to get because I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I underestimated him coming from Dallas because we didn't really see too much from him
Told
coming
you,
from Dallas.
Woozy,
And
you'll
then,
be shocked by.
yeah, so he shut me up real quick. There was another player too
The
that shut me up real
potential's there.
quick.
The
But yeah,
potential's there for Nick Scott.
it is.
So the Bengals are smart getting him while the price was right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got a discount on that shit. So yeah.
So, but the type of player that Battle is, he needs to get his fair shots too.
Hell yeah. Okay. Anything else on this biggest position battle this year before we get into the vegetables, Everybody's favorite part. Here we go, man. We're going to start nice with it for right now. So the thoughts about Joe Mixon taking the pay cut, man. Those that, I mean, obviously you've been paying attention, obviously, to the offseason. Joe Mixon has took a largely pay cut to stay on the squad. Thank God. So how y'all thoughts about that, Y'all thoughts about this pay cut? He said, look, I love his response to it. He sees the bigger picture of getting the Super Bowl. But like I said, we're going to follow up with the rest of the shit in a moment, but we're going to stick
He
right
gotta
here.
he gotta be politically correct. You know what I mean? Like,
I got you.
I don't think nobody was going to, not saying that nobody would pick him up, but he knew nobody was going to, we wasn't going to pay him all that money. It was entirely too much money. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. I don't even know what was his set number that he wanted.
Well, he was making.
Well, his contract, I think, was at a 12-something million to 13.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he dropped what?
I think 9.5.
9.5.
Yeah,
I think.
9.5. So yeah, he missed like $3 million.
He was gonna get cut. He knew what was up. He ain't no fool. Plus, with your situation, you know what type of situation I'm talking
we'll
about.
get into in a second. We're gonna let Mav get his licks in, and we're gonna get right into the food. You know. What you think about this pay cut, Mav?
Well, I mean, we all knew it was going to happen. We kept saying, all along, take the pay cut. We said it all season long last year with the money he was making. It didn't justify the play on the field that we saw. I mean, you have your top running back go down who's making double-digit millions in that, and then you have your backup Samaje Perine come in, and the offense didn't miss a beat.
Right.
The running game still was pretty much the same. So with it being pretty much the same,
it was like unbalanced.
They kind of figured it out since Mixon went down. Oh, we can see how much money we really invested in this, which we're one of the higher teams that's with the most amount of money invested in running backs, and we're the so-called passing team now in a pass-happy league. So I was all for the pay cut happening because the money wasn't there. And now he takes a pay cut, and now. You'll probably discuss it later, but we're getting extensions going and everything else, even though it's not the main one we're all waiting on.
Right.
But at least all the right moves are being made.
Well said. Can't say no more than that, Well said, Now getting to the shit. So remember when last time we spoke with y'all, we've been following this Mixon case that been going on behind the scenes. So the shooting happened at his residence. We find out 18 hours later that he wasn't there. So we could get that out the way. So the person responsible was, I guess, was a significant other, the sister or whatever.
People came on to that property.
Yeah. So now, go ahead.
On their own. Whatever, they came on there on their own. That's all I'll say. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my thing with this new civil suit, this sentence right here is what set me off. They said since Mixon was absent of the situation, they said he should have known better to not leave an assault weapon at home with a convicted felon. So my question to y'all is, so it's just like, so how is that, like, I mean, to me, this is going to get tossed out. I mean, that's just my brain. It's going to get tossed out because, like, that's a wild, like.
I have 2 words that's going to sum this up.
Go ahead, bro, before I finish up this.
Money grab.
Facts. Straight up money grab,
all this is.
Straight up money grab.
Man wasn't there.
Yeah, man.
The man's sister was at this house.
Yep.
He's not going to, be a watchdog for his own sibling.
Right.
These are all grown adults. They're capable of making their own decisions. The people that were involved, like I just said, came onto this property on their own. They weren't told to go there. They weren't invited by Joe Mixon, this, that, and the other. So if I'm on vacation and I'm out, because somehow I won the lottery and I'm in Fiji just enjoying my time of my life.
Yes, sir.
And someone comes onto my property, and the windstorm happens to go by, and the tree comes down in my backyard and knocks into the person and knocks them into my pool, and they drown, and now their family want to sue me for it.
For negligence and emotional distress.
Why? Because I didn't put a cover on my pool in the summertime because I took a vacation to Fiji?
Yep.
Does any more need to be said?
Yo, it's just the fact they said he provided the assault rifle and bullets to Lamont Brewer. Sorry to say your name, broski.
Well, if that is the case, then this lawsuit needs to involve the manufacturer, the shipping company that transferred the product, the store that it was sold in, every hand that these weapons and everything that was involved with.
I got a better solution. From here on out, first off, move out of Anderson. Like, that's first.
Yeah.
Second off, if we're going to do these Nerf wars, there needs to be a permit signed by the city of Anderson that will take place at this location at this particular time. So everybody's in cahoots on what's going on in the area. So this notion of like, this is being held at school, then gets drawn out into random, all across Tri-State Cincinnati, no matter where you at. How is that fair to the people that own the house, not even own out, like that own the, like just at the house, bro? Like that shit ain't fair to the homeowner, bro. Like, because we can't pretend to act like this wasn't a scenario where you had to defend. If we're all in the house, let's say we're all in the same crib right now, we hear some shit going on outside, what's gonna happen? We're not gonna just sit there and look at each other like, like, we gonna go outside.
Let me just ask it to you like this. You go onto somebody's property that you were not invited to. Police officer shows up.
Yeah.
What are they going to get you for?
Trespassing.
That is one word.
Trespassing.
Huh? Trespassing.
Trespassing, you know?
Thank you.
Well,
I hope there's a
too.
countersuit for trespassing for these people.
That and fucking defamation of character. I'm surprised Mixon haven't brought that out yet. Because the whole 18 hours, it was Mixon the shooter. Like, literally, his name was stained for 18 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, bro. They brainwashed damn near the whole fan base thinking he did it. Like, literally, bro. And he wasn't even there.
Crazy.
Wasn't even there. So it's just like, yeah, I'm with everything that all y'all saying. Like I said, but I feel like if they're gonna be doing this bullshit, like in the, you know, this after school stuff, there needs to be a permit signed by the school to the city of Anderson or city of Norwood, city of Dayton, city of Cincinnati, wherever, you know, whatever they're doing this at, it needs to be a permit signed and dated on location and time. Because you can't expect everybody to know. It was dark. Did you not see how dark it was out there? It was like, it was crazy as fuck. So how does fuck you expect somebody to know, excuse my language, how you expect like somebody to know all Nerf wars is taking place? You know, and then like you hear all this commotion going on outside your home. You come outside, you're hearing people just, we don't know, we don't got no video, you know, evidence of what was going on outside. We just know what was going on and the time of day it was. It's one thing if it was like 4 p.m., bro, it was after 9 when all this shit took place. So it's just like, yeah, man, I don't know, bro, but I see this shit getting tossed out. I'm with Mav. This a clean money grab, bro, and it's almost like convicting the homeboy wasn't enough. They got to add Mixon into the situation, so that's greedy. Please move out of Anderson, Mixon. And like I said, let's get on with this season, though. Anything else to add to this? That shit was crazy, bro.
Yeah, it was.
It's like the audacity people have, man. It's just like I don't know, bro.
When I first saw it, all I did was just laugh, and I just said, "This is a money grab."
Bro, like, it's like this victim society we living in, bro. It's just like people don't want to take accountability for their own damn actions. They just want to point fingers at somebody else. And it's just like Maverick was saying, like, motherfucker, I ain't tell you to come on, excuse my language, I ain't tell you to come on to my property. Like, you came onto my property,
right,
and then you're causing all this ruckus, and then I got to basically hold my content, you know, when I'm hearing gunshot like fire outside of my house. So it's just like, I don't know, bro. People could play delusion all they want, but until a permit is signed and dated on location, that Nerf war shit shouldn't be in the, like, need to be near.
Shut it down.
Either way, someone screwed up in this scenario, and they do need to go after that person. I'm not going to say who or not, because everybody's innocent until proven guilty. But Mixon's not the right one.
He's not, yo.
It's the big name, like you said.
Yeah,
it's a big name.
That's all it is, yeah. Just his name, and like I said, got some money behind it. But I'm sure more will come out from this. Yeah, we keep y'all posted, but
hell, he can't afford to pay him now. He took a pay cut.
He did. He probably got some. Man, we ain't gonna get into this shit, man. Mixon got dough, man. You see the clothes he wearing, he got dough. He got dough. He ain't getting that shit from TJ Maxx, I'll tell you that. He ain't getting that shit. There ain't no layaway shit he got. But hey, on to the next, man. On the next. I'm just
wearing it today. I got the receipt. It going back tomorrow.
Bro.
Yeah.
Here we go. Trey Hendrickson, man. The thoughts on his new contract, man. I mean, it's only what, 1 year?
1 year, right?
It's only 1 year. I'm glad we got him back. But I hate that Orlando Brown scratched him up like the way he did, bro. Yo, I told Maverick at the back together Saturday, I was like, bro, look at his neck. I was like, bro. That shit look crazy, bro. That shit look like Wolverines. I was just like, man, like I told Mav, I was like, yo, Orlando Brown got to leave them KC nails back at KC, man. Like, that shit's insane. But I'm just glad we got him back, man. Like, you know, we got the dynamic duo back, Hubbard and Hendrickson. With the follow up, by the way, like some people don't understand the depth we got behind these two. Literally, like, yo, defense, like just the interior itself. Oh, we gonna look mean. Like, it's a good, like, yo, they doing great things by resigning the people that were signing on defense. But
I'm sure we're going to see part of that rotation. Murphy getting moved to the inside on certain packages, especially blitz package.
You beat me to it. I had that shit written down right here. But yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying, man.
Big scenario.
So you got Hubbard, Hendrickson, and Murphy coming at you on an all-out blitz. Somebody getting through.
Shit, don't forget Joseph Asai coming back, bro.
Oh yeah.
I want to see how long he stays healthy first.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. But hey,
I love Joseph Asai. Have ever since we drafted him.
He on a vengeance.
Rogue, you gotta stay healthy, man.
Yeah, he on a vengeance.
He on a vengeance.
I mean, Carl Lawson was right there too, and you saw how fast that went down.
Bro, and I hate to compare them to, but yeah,
I have to. I'm just saying.
Come on.
You got to though, man.
I'm just being honest with it.
Bro.
I mean, if you can give me a better comparison, I'm all ears.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that.
I ain't heard from Carl Lawson since, man.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, but yeah, he on the vengeance though.
Doctor's heard of him now.
Bro. What's your thoughts on it, Foxx?
I think it was a good move. I mean, like you said, it's only 1 year, but
who knows? Anything can happen, you know, after the season.
Showing you a short term run they plan on doing.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, with the rotation that could be, it's a great move.
So y'all see them moving on from Hendrickson, like after this 1 year, you don't see like a full re-sign?
No, with his age, it wouldn't be a full re-sign.
Yeah. I'm about to say
continuous 1-2 year deals.
Right.
That's what I was thinking.
How old is he?
They want to keep the price low to keep the money flowing other places. But if you ask me, this could be a foreshadow of the Higgins situation.
Come on now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this could be a 1 year extension ordeal being worked out with Higgins too.
Mm-hmm. Just the funds, bro.
They're going to want to. They're looking at what could be a 2 year window this year and next year, so they want to keep as much as they can intact. So that's what I can see happening.
Everybody pay attention to what Mav just said too, because we've been saying this shit since we started this podcast. The window is 2 years, like literally. That's the window right now. Like with the unit we got right now,
with the roster that we have, your financial restraints in that. And I think they're planning accordingly. I think Logan Wilson signing for 4 years with it, you know, since he was drafted by us and all that was also the smart move too.
Perfect segue.
Middle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, they're making all the right financial moves, which is something we're not used to saying.
All right.
You're right about that.
Hell yeah. Perfect segue too. You said Logan Wilson's new contract. I love it. I'm glad we got him back. We got the Bash brothers back, man. Pratt, Wilson. You can't ask for new any more.
Your linebacking core is
keep it intact.
Hell yeah. Perfect segue what Mav just said going on Logan Wilson. But yeah, I love the new sign. I was like, thank God, But like you said, like they trying to, you know, they got a checklist and we almost getting there. But yeah, the Higgins thing is definitely going to be the deal breaker on how long they get it.
One thing I'll say since we're on the contract extension talks.
Yes, sir.
I want to say if there's a silver lining with Burrow being injured right now, is this should allow more time for interaction between Burrow, his agent, and of course the Bengals in that. Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping during this time frame, before it gets to 1:00 on that Sunday against Cleveland, there'll be a contract extension announced.
I believe. Yeah, I can see it.
So let me ask you this. Do you think the contract is done already? You don't think it's done already and they just ready to they just waiting?
No.
Yeah, I feel like they got some shit to figure out.
Now, I think they're also kind of wanting to see how this injury kind of plays out some over the next couple weeks. If this would have been a bad injury, I think this could have fully derailed contract talks.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It could.
That's all I'm gonna say with that.
Yeah, I might say we don't want to say anymore, yo. Like we ain't trying to jinx nobody. We ain't trying to use no terminology. Yeah. It's just trying to play it safe because we got lucky. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because when I sent that shit to Mav, yeah, bro, I was like, whew.
I almost had to buy a new phone because of that shit.
Bro. But yeah, here we go. Next one, fucking It's been a lot of speculation. We're just talking about him, about Higgins, yo. Been seeing a lot of speculation of him not possibly being in the bigger picture long term. Mav just said you can see what you said, like a year extension, maybe 2-year extension. What do you think, Ron? You think you see a 1 or 2 year extension, or you think we might get him long term? I have to give up somebody else.
Now, keep in mind, I want Tee Higgins to stay here for the long haul.
Mm-hmm.
I think he gonna honestly be franchise tag. Get the franchise tag on him.
Somebody said it.
I was going to, but I was going to wait until when I say it. So I'll let you finish.
Foxx might be the only person in Cincinnati that said franchise tag. Go ahead, right?
Oh, he's not. I just didn't get to it yet.
This
is you. Roll with it.
Roll with it. Thank you.
Because you need it. Honestly, I think we need it. I don't want to let this man go and what you gonna get for him. You know what I mean? I would franchise tag him in a heartbeat. That's just me. I know that might not be the great look for everybody else.
But who else would you franchise tag though?
You got nobody. Honestly.
Thank you.
You got nobody else that even worth it in this contract time. You go ahead and get Joe Burrow's contract, franchise tag Higgins, and then it's kind of like, we just gonna work with you. We trying to keep you. We just got to see what we can do. He said he want to be here, right?
Yes, but
he wants to stay.
Before we hand it off to Mav, so do you think with that franchise tag, do you think he will play?
I do think he'll play.
Knowing how much money's on the line.
I do think he'll play.
Okay.
I really do. He seemed like a humble dude, honestly. I don't know the man from nowhere, but
we said the same. We said the same about Jesse Bates too. I'm just saying, two different people, but I'm just saying, like we don't know until that happens on what card he's going to play. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
A tough game. I still think that he will play.
Okay.
I just think that after that, I don't think he's going to want to be a part of it no more. I think he's going to want to go ahead and test the market. Like, I'm out. You don't want to give me my contract. I'm going to go ahead and leave. And the market going to be crazy for him.
Okay.
Crazy.
Let's say we're having a winning season. Like, you think he would still say, like, you think he would still play, or you think he'll hold out?
You say if we're having a winning season,
like the circumstances, you think he will still resign? I mean, accept the franchise tag. My bad. It's gonna be tough, bro.
At that part, he might not, because it's like, look, let me show you what can happen if I'm not here too. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough.
I don't want to say he will hold it because, like, I mean, we see his character. My bad, man. Like just get this off.
No, you're good. Like, I'm taking it all in.
We see his character, so it's like I'm with. I mean, yeah, he said he wants to be here. So it's like, I hope he could stay. I just hope, but I just had to ask you that because I haven't seen that being said at all. Right. Like somebody like a franchise tag opportunity, because it's like that's why I asked, like, who else will we do it to? Because it's like the most valuable person to do it to in order to save money for to make that big contract for Burrow is him, because it ain't gonna be Boyd. It ain't gonna be Boyd. We know that for damn sure. They already got Boyd's. Like, they already got Boyd's. We ain't trying to spoil nothing. We ain't trying to we're just saying, like, hypothetically, the way things are being drawn out, like, it could possibly Boyd be on his way out, but we don't know yet. But as of right now, he's here. We're going to enjoy why he's here. But it's like, who else would you franchise tag out of him, Higgins, and we already said we're going to give up Trey Henderson. So it's just like, who else you want to give it to? So go ahead, man. Popcorn. All right,
let me put my GM hat on. He got to be marked as the first one to say franchise tag, because I didn't get into that part of the conversation yet.
Go ahead, bro.
You said it best with the keyword character. It is in Tee Higgins' character, from what I have seen of him and we know him to be, he will not hold out in any way, shape, or form if he gets franchise tag. The timing of the franchise tag is incorrect from what I believe that you guys are discussing.
Go ahead.
Again, we said it earlier when we were talking about Hendrickson. There's a financial plan with this whole thing. Follow the timeline of a 2-3 year window that we're looking at. Hendrickson gets a 1-year extension. So now we got that out of the way. And I said earlier during that conversation that look for that as a precursor to Higgins. Higgins may also very well get a 1-year extension. And that's where the money and the gimmicks come into play. It allows you time to get everything financially figured out with Burrow. It gives you time to financially get everything figured out with Chase. After all that stuff falls into place and all your other little pieces fall here and there, by the time that contract extension is up, his new extension will be over. So now his money is going to be freed up. You still have Murphy under 3 years left of his deal that you still have under a rookie contract, so his big money is not coming up. By that time frame, you have Sam Hubbard on the defensive side of the ball. We don't know if he will get extended at all, so there will also be money that is freed up. That will be the time Tee Higgins will get the franchise tag. So for 1 season, he will be making the max wide receiver contract that's also aligned with Chase. That also gives the Bengals time to also financially figure out if this receiver is making this money, this receiver is making this money, and Burrow is making this money. How are we going to make all the other pieces fall into place? After that franchise tag is over, if they don't come up with an extension during that time frame before a contract can be done while under the tag and we get into the season, I think a contract extension will be made at that point.
Ooh-wee. And you put that together, huh?
You're welcome.
Hey,
that's why I said earlier, he might have been the first to say it. I didn't have the opportunity to say it yet because we weren't into that segment earlier, but I kind of hinted at it when I said there's a precursor foreshadowing with Tee Higgins.
I recalled it. I was like, we got to get, I was like, that's why getting right back around. We got to pick y'all back
Higgins
up.
has made it perfectly clear. He has no plans or intentions to put on another uniform.
Facts.
He loves being here. He loves being partnered with Chase because when everyone's distracted with him, that opens up more opportunities for him.
Yes, sir.
And you know, he also has someone like Burrow throwing the ball to him.
That chemistry, man. You don't want to ruin that relationship. Yeah, like you already started your rookie season.
You see how much they hang out together in the offseason. You don't just say goodbye to that.
That was the guy before, like, you know, Burrow got hurt in the rookie season. Higgins was the lone wolf with Boyd. So yeah. I'm with y'all. I'm just glad somebody said it, with the franchise tag, All right.
So that is my crystal ball of financials and Higgins.
It's more like gonna play out. Okay. Here we go. All right. Will Awuzie and Taylor Britt be the dynamic duo, man? Since Awuzie is back.
So you say Awuzie is back 100%?
Cleared.
This season or for the foreseeable future?
This season.
Awuzie only has 1 more year left.
Yeah, he only got 1 more year. Just this season. What would they be the dynamic duo? I believe so, man.
Definitely got the potential to.
Yeah, they got the potential.
I just don't.
I gotta see how Awuzie looks from his injury.
Yeah, right. Got to see what he looked like.
Because Britt been looking lights out,
man.
Literally, But I think one person that ain't really been talked about is Dax Hill. That's another person, bro.
Safety. He's got his spot locked in. He ain't
forgot about him.
Yeah, we forgot about him. Because I ain't really hearing much like just on just the off-season standpoint as in general. We just been hearing about just Battle, Scott, and then
that's where the position battles are.
Exactly.
Hill's already got his spot locked in.
So it's gonna be
a lot of speed out there.
It is, It is. But yeah, that's gonna be the dynamic duo. Now let's get into more vegetables, man. I don't know if everybody saw, but Jamar Chase made some comments on NFL Network last week. Burrow went down. We're just talking about that briefly before we segue into the Tee Higgins contract issue. Burrow went down. Jamar Chase went on NFL Network. There was at the training camp. He said he don't want Burrow to rush back if he's, hurt. I don't want you out there. Let me look for his exact words. I don't want to mess him up. It's funny when I want to look for something, it's gone. Here it is. He said he told him that he told Joe Burrow to take his time returning that he doesn't want him out there on week 1 versus Cleveland. So do you guys agree or disagree? Because it almost sounds like, I mean, my bad at like the interrupt. It's like, is it more than what we've seen? Like, is it more? Do you guys think that it's more than the calf injury, or like it really is the calf injury? They just taking their time with the process.
I do think it's the calf injury, but you don't know what type of lingering
the level of
not giving you. So it's kind of like I don't think he should play week 1. If that injury was like him just running away from nothing, you got Myles Garrett and his other name. There's gonna be some people coming. I'm not Foxx, you know what I mean? But it's gonna be some players that's gonna be at his neck, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Who's week 2? Baltimore?
That's what I was gonna get into once you were done.
Damn.
That's where he's gonna want to make his debut.
With Baltimore?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to. That's back-to-back.
Don't
North
go
games.
up against, like you just said, Garrett and company, off rip, coming off an injury. We'll have you for the Ravens. Game 2.
Yeah, because to be honest with y'all, respectfully, it's going to come down to us and the Ravens anyway. The Browns and the Steelers are going to be doing a little bull, but it's going to come down to us and the Ravens for sure.
I wouldn't say now they're a little bull. They still got very tough defenses and a hell of a run game in Cleveland.
Yeah,
you know what? It all depends on what type of quarterback Deshaun is going to be. Is he going to get back to that top 5 that he was at before when he was in Houston?
Yeah.
That could be a dangerous matchup, man.
Yeah.
Coming back off an injury, I would not want to be running away from Myles Garrett and stuff early on. And you got the Ravens in week 2, which the Ravens and the Bengals is a very physical battle.
Hell yeah, it is.
So I kind of agree with Chase on that. Let us ride it out for this first game. We got this.
What if it's like to week 5? Will y'all be cool with that?
Then I want to know exact details of what this injury was.
Maverick, no, I didn't know what type of detail.
Exactly, because you can't just say a calf strain in July,
right?
And we're not going to see you until week 5. We're not going to see you until 3/4 of the way through October. I don't think so. That's not working for me. That's not a trick or treat Halloween. I'm sorry.
2 AFC North games along with
Rams.
Ooh.
I think the Rams is week 3.
Yeah, the Rams are week 3. I'm not worried about the Rams. The Rams.
I don't know. You got Aaron out there, man. He's still a threat.
He's still a threat, but now outside of him, tell me who they got.
They don't got really much anybody.
Because their top receiver, they just went down too.
On bro.
Man.
Yeah, they going through it. But yeah, hopefully it's not the week 5. We're just speculating, everybody. Hopefully it's not the week 5, but it's just interesting seeing the comments. But at the same time, like you guys were saying, it's smart just seeing just the outlook of just the bigger picture of the situation, because
hey, let all these talks happen. It's just like we're having a discussion now. The teams be going up against don't have a clue what the hell's going on.
Yeah, they don't.
So they're not going to know what to prepare for either.
True.
Now let's entertain this narrative. What if it's a false flag? Like Jamar Chase is up there just talking.
But that's pretty much what I just said. Let them be distracted. Yeah. I mean, he was hurt. I'm not going to say.
Oh yeah, facts. Yeah, he was hurt.
But there's a reason they're not saying what the extent is. And blah blah blah.
Because they did say he came into the locker room with no limp, X, Y, and Z, yada yada yada. But just because he didn't come out with no limp, we don't know how he is with cutting back and forth and planting and doing your average like shit, that QB drill. So we don't know how he is when he's
believe me, seeing him doing his leg workouts when he was trying to come back from his major injury. Yeah. He's working this bitch out, trust me.
Bro, he is.
He's probably ready to go now. They're just keeping quiet about it.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. We'll find out.
He don't do training camp in preseason.
He don't. This be the 3rd consecutive year in a row. This don't surprise me, but it was a scare at first, but it don't surprise me how it plays out. But
just again, remember 2 years ago, Chase can't catch a ball.
Yep, remember that shit.
That workout. Hey, where's Allen Iverson? It's practice. It's cool.
Yep. Make all the assumptions you want off of practice, but We got long ways to go. Got long ways to go. But yeah, I'm with y'all on everything. I'm with it. If he wants to sit out week 1, I mean, fine. So now the question is, like, you guys think Simeon or Jake Browning should get the starting? Who should get the starting rod of the two for this game? If we want to entertain this, okay, who should get it? Yeah, who should get the starting rod of these two?
I would say
for the preseason game. Okay, I'll let you get that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I already know.
I would say Browning myself.
Browning.
I'm not taking nothing away from Simmons. He's an NFL quarterback. You know what I mean? But where was he at? He was at Denver, I think, and Chicago. And I think he started in Denver for a little bit.
Yeah. That was following the Brock Osweiler experience.
Yeah, he was trash. Trash bag.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it depends on what happens in this preseason game. We'll see what happens.
It will. I'm gonna say, yeah, that's what will come off of, like these 3 preseason games. That's what it'll come down to. But if I had to say, like, on the outlook from what we saw up to date, like, to me, before I hand it off to Mav, I like Jake. Like, Jake looked nice with the first team reps. Even when we saw in person at the Back Together Saturday, he looked nice on the first team reps. Like, Simeon, like, he's an upgrade from Brandon Allen, so I'll give him that. But there's still more shit we have to see from Simeon to even test that out with the first team like that. But I mean, I think as of right now, they got Simeon as the number 1 though for right now for this Friday. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Well, I was just gonna say, experience trumps all currently, and for a preseason game, that doesn't matter. Simeon's gonna get the start. Browning will play in the second half. Then in the second game, Browning will more than likely start. Simeon second half. And the one that has the better of the 2 games is going to be the starter for Game 3, which is now the curtain call. Well, beforehand, the Game 3 was the curtain call game because then Game 4 was completely meaningless.
Right.
But that's how I think it'll go. The one who has the best out of the first 2 games is going to get to start in the third game, and they'll more than likely end up becoming the backup. But I think Simeon, because of his experience, will get the game first, even though Browning came through the system.
Yeah, that's what I'm giving him. Like, he knows the system. That's the only thing I'm giving him. But I'm with y'all with the system,
but he doesn't have the game experience.
Yeah, he don't got the experience. But sometimes you gotta just let it fly. It's pretty.
Let him go, right?
Let the man fly. Let him fly. But yeah, who knows? But like I said, as of right now, yeah, Simeon's the guy as they got going up. They got a guy from the XFL for the 3rd string. We didn't really get a chance to get a good look at him because he was gone. Obviously, they brought him in after the Back Together Saturday shit. So we'll see how that shit plays out as well, because I think he will be inserted into the game at some point too to get evaluated.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I forget his name.
He might be the one that plays Game 3 to let Browning and Simeon sit out, so that they can rest. Whatever.
I forget.
Not risk any more injuries.
But they got him off the XFL. But yeah. We'll see. Anything to add, Foxx, man, before we go ahead?
Nothing.
All right, boom. Off to last subject before we get into the shits. The Ring of Honor night. Ring of Honor night, man. Y'all satisfied about the finalists, Chad Johnson and Boomer?
Oh, absolutely.
Hell yeah, I'm excited, bro. That would be taking place, everybody, on the whiteout on Monday night game against the Rams that we were just talking about prior. So yeah, that's going to be electric.
I mean, for everything that Chad has done for the city and for the franchise itself, how would they have not built a statue of him somewhere?
Exactly. I'm shocked that hasn't been talked about yet.
I mean, at this point, besides Anthony Munoz, Chad's got to be the most famous Bengals player,
of course.
At least most popular.
Yeah, he's a household name. Heavily respected around everywhere.
I will say this, though. Like, I like the Chad Johnson and Boomer. But Corey, I got to agree with what Corey Dillon said. Did you see it?
Oh, yeah, we got to bring that up. Go ahead, bro.
He got a solid point. Are we going for popularity or are we going for the stats?
Yeah, I hear you.
I would have to put Corey Dillon in there, honestly.
You'll put
and
Corey Dillon?
I say Chad don't deserve it too, but Corey Dillon was that dude, man. In 04, 05, they was chanting his name.
I hear you.
Oh, man, it was crazy, man. Like, so I mean.
Well, at one point we were the Cincinnati Dillon, so I'm not going to take that away from you.
Yeah.
But the way that you turned your back on the franchise and the way that you threw not just the franchise itself, but the city of Cincinnati
right
in the trash the way that you did, I'm not going to apologize for my language. Go fuck yourself.
Woo! Tell her how it is, man.
I mean, I love Corey Dillon for what he did for the team and all that, but the way you go out, like you always say, Summers, keep that same energy.
Thank you. Hey, Matt's been hanging out with me too much, bro.
Don't, all of a sudden, you haven't been relevant in years. And just because you left to New England and got you a Super Bowl ring, remember, they won plenty more without you. It was Brady that did it.
That's true.
I mean, if you really want to sit there and chuck stones and shit, okay. Which was the worst franchise? The Bengals or the Detroit Lions? Not one time did I ever hear Barry Sanders talk shit about the Detroit Lions, about the city of Detroit, when literally that was all that Detroit had. And this man retired early.
Mm-hmm.
And Dillion, your numbers don't even come close.
Yeah.
Says, as far as I'm concerned, you don't even get to smell his bathwater.
I'm with you.
No, he's definitely not on his level. But as far as the Cincinnati, best running back we'd have had ever.
So
I'm not going to deny that. But again,
and I get he threw his jersey out there, and I read
the way you treat your team, the way you treated the city, and there were plenty worse teams that had better players, and not one time did they turn their back on the city. And again, being irrelevant for years. And now all of a sudden you see not just the team itself, but the franchise kind of changing order of who's in charge and trying to make everything for the better. Now all of a sudden you want to open your mouth and in a negative way and talk smack. But then you're going to double down when you get called out on it and go, well, they kind of took what I said out of context. This is how I mean it to be. Keep that same energy.
Yeah, man.
There it is.
Because to be honest with you, Foxx, like there's a lot of people keeping that same energy with Dillion, like with Mav. Like there's a lot of people speaking like how Mav, like, and it's a great lump sum of people because like I agree with this. Like the way you went out is kind of leaves a bad taste in the mouth to people that were fans in that time, like based like us and going into this day. Yeah. But on the flip side, I get what you're saying. Like he was the best running back we had, in the Bengals. But like we said about Tee Higgins. Character is everything, man.
It is.
It is. You got a character means a lot, and it's just like if you give him an award, you're basically going to show the people that's on the squad now and people looking up to these guys. Like it's okay to act like this, and you get your name on this fucking board up here. And it's just like I understand both sides, but I'm with Mav. It's like if you're gonna. You can't go out like that though, man. It's almost like giving like Dunlap some shit. Like, it's like even though he won't get nothing. But I'm just saying like just the way he went out, or like Palmer, for instance. Like how we're getting on Palmer. Like it's like that. Like once you badmouth the fan base, we keep that same energy. Like we don't give a damn what you did. We don't care if you had 8 touchdowns in one game. Like, bro, it's the fact that you took all that shit off, like on some Antonio Brown shit.
Yep.
Made a fool out of the city. You made a mockery out of the city, the fan base. So it's like, the people that caught us, his jersey and all that shit. Kudos to y'all. But I guarantee they sold that motherfucker though.
Let me ask you this.
I guarantee they sold it, bro.
Say we went to when we had Corey Dillon.
Go ahead.
We went to the Super Bowl. Say we went to the Super Bowl with Corey Dillon.
Right.
Then that situation happened, and he was like, man, I'd rather flip burgers than play for this organization, and threw his jersey up there in the stand. You think that same energy would apply?
Absolutely.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't see it. Because Cincinnati is known for being a fair weather fan.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah, you got your.
Hey, for people like me, I'm keeping that same energy.
Yeah, go. Hey, I'm telling you, Ron, go into the barbershops and ask that question. I'm guaranteeing you'll get a lot of people like man, like some people you could praise him, but it's just you got to look at the whole the whole report card in order to give him a jacket. So it's just like, and if they do give him that, the media gonna have a field day with that shit. They're gonna keep replaying. They're gonna keep replaying. Like, I can't believe they did this. There was a gentleman. I think he was on a Bengals podcast. Recently, like, because after the rant he did, he was on a podcast recently, kind of explaining his basically his his approach on why he said what he said about like, oh, if it's John Kitna, yada yada yada.
Mhm.
But it's just like, come on, man. It's like, yeah, he might, apologize for that shit, but it's just like I said, it leaves a bad taste in people's mouths, and some people, they might forgive, but they don't forget.
Right.
That's how I'm ended on that one. So, yeah, people forgive, but they don't forget, man. But
of course,
but we'll see how it plays out, man. I mean, there's still time. I mean, he might be on there maybe down the road. There's still time. I just felt like he just kind of like went on some drama queen type shit.
Is Icky
let me just put this out there.
Go ahead, bro.
As good as the things that Corey Dillion did for this team, when he left Cincinnati, who took over for running back?
Who took over after Corey?
Damn, I had to squint my eyes. Like,
that's what I'm thinking. Who was?
Give us the name, broski.
Rudy Johnson.
That was the next one up.
I'm pretty sure it was Rudy Johnson. Was the
all
next
right? One. Let's entertain that then. Because I'm like, I thought it was somebody else. Because I was like, I can't think of nobody else other than Rudy. And then after that, it was Benson, Green Ellis. And then the list just went crazy.
But for what my point is,
go ahead.
How well did Rudy Johnson do as running back for the Bengals?
Well, Rudy Johnson was pretty good.
Pretty damn good.
I like that.
Solid.
He was pretty damn good.
Solid come out of Auburn.
In some ways, kind of compare him in some sense to the things that Corey Dillion did.
Which they were. Yeah,
Yeah. In a sense.
Yeah, they were.
But he never talked shit.
Never. He was quiet.
That's all I'll say.
All of them was quiet except Corey.
Mm-hmm.
I believe. I mean, you never heard no other running back talk.
I feel like the only reason why he was like that because he was being heavily used. And don't give him an excuse, but I'm just saying.
I'm looking at it right here. Yeah. Corey Dillion 2001, Corey Dillion 2002, 2003, Rudy Johnson.
Okay, so it was Rudy.
And let's see, Corey Dillon's last 2 years for how much he wants to run his mouth. 2001, he averaged 3.9 yards. 2002, he averaged 4.2. Rudy Johnson, 4.5.
Which year?
His first year.
His first year.
So you taking Rudy over Corey?
I'm just saying, for someone who wanted to run his mouth and this, that, and the other, if you really look at compare stats, Rudy Johnson's kind of right there. Same thing with Corey Dillion. It's just Corey Dillion got all the attention because that's all that we had.
Yeah, that's all we had.
Rudy Johnson didn't get that type of attention because he had Chad, he had TJ, he had Palmer, he had this,
nobody.
he had that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Jeff
way
Blake.
to break it down.
Who was it?
Wow, man. I haven't heard that name in a minute. I heard that name in so long. Okay, Jeff Blake. Yeah. But yeah. All right. Here we go, man. Up next, man, we got the preseason game this Friday against the Packers, man. Starting at like 7:30.
All right, hey, one more thing real quick since we're on this discussion.
Go ahead.
The most rushing yards that Corey Dillion had in a single season, Grant, he was the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Had 1,435 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Okay.
Scroll down a little further.
Damn.
Rudy Johnson, 2004, 1,154 yards. So he had more rushing yards.
Yeah.
Corey Dillion had 7. Rudy Johnson had 12. The following season, Rudy Johnson had 1,458 rushing yards. How many touchdowns did he have? 12. 2008, Rudy Johnson had 1,309 yards. How many rushing yards did he have? 12. Corey Dillion, I see 7 touchdowns, 10 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 10 touchdowns. Who was better?
I mean, you got to remember, Rudy had a
so like Will Smith said on stage, Corey Dillion, I'm saying, keep my Hall of Fame out your fucking mouth.
Hey, talk that talk, man. Gotta let go. Gotta let Mav go on this one, bro. Let him go, man. I'm with you. And you basically, and the numbers you gave out was the career stats for both players.
The seasons, for all their seasons.
All the seasons, okay.
And Rudy Johnson beat Corey Dillion. It's just Corey Dillion gets so much, love and whatnot because of the fact that we're the Cincinnati Dillons.
Yeah.
So in a sense, it was harder for him to do because he, it was him.
Yeah.
But again, you still had a running back follow up right behind him and took off right where he left off and actually outperformed him.
So, Mav, are you saying that Rudy deserves a jacket?
For the Bengals Hall of Fame,
Yes, sir.
comparing the numbers, if you're going to say Corey Dillon does, then damn right that Rudy Johnson should get one.
Okay. Well, so damn
There was
be
a
it.
reason that Paul Brown Stadium at the time was cheering Rudy.
It was. It was.
Hold on,
I remember that.
They used to cheer Corey too now.
They
Oh,
were.
I know.
They were.
But
yeah.
again, I just literally even said the stats. Rudy Johnson's stats are better than Corey Dillon's.
That's true. That's true. But you also
And
had
which was
Chad
argued, I mean, you know,
TJ Husmanzada, Chris Henry, Carson Palmer. Come on, hey, throw that over there with him. You don't think he could have did something more?
you don't think Barry Sanders couldn't have done more if he had that type of lineup too?
That's a whole.
I mean, I'm just saying
That's
it
a
again.
whole
You think
different
Adrian
ballgame.
Peterson could have put up even more if he had more of a team around him? Look what Adrian Peterson did. I
He
mean,
had
there's
a
still
stack
plenty of
box,
running
though.
backs that had no team around them. Their whole game was focused on that player, and they
That's
took it
true.
over.
My man Ricky Williams, man.
And
My man
none
Ricky
of them-
Williams. Run
Ricky Williams,
run.
all he did was just smoke some pot, and they wanted to just fucking ban his ass. This dude was high and outrunning these fools.
He said he'll play for free too.
Yeah. That's true.
I'll play for free.
And
He
for
ain't
Corey
there.
Dillon saying he'd rather flip burgers, he never did prove it.
He wasn't no dummy. He wasn't gonna do that goofy job.
Yeah, he's running.
Hey,
He's talking.
Just
Just
saying.
running his mouth.
He's
Yeah, that's
talking,
how.
man.
Like I said, you
It's
keep this
frustration
going, I'll
talk.
just keep on ranting and raving about it because
I'm
that
with him.
shit just has me fired up.
But it's a good conversation because I don't think a lot of people even notice that Rudy Johnson has better career stats than Corey Dillon. I think that's just a
Right.
topic that needs to be talked about for to get to insert Rudy into the conversation.
And both
I mean, you
played
think
in
about it,
years
Cedric-
where defenses would knock your fucking block off, and they were allowed to.
Brody.
Even, I know we ain't gonna go into this now, but
And you can't
Cedric-
fault them, but
Cedric
they
Benson
got to
probably
play
had better
according to
numbers.
their situation.
You know what I mean?
Say that again, Fox.
I said if you look at it, we're not gonna do it now, but Cedric Benson probably had better numbers. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
Than
love
Corey
Cedric.
Dillon. I love Corey. I love them too. Yeah, but I mean, I think that all of them had better numbers. It was just he was like you said, he was the only person we had.
Yeah, it was just
That was
using.
it.
The usage was a lot.
Heavy usage.
Yeah, heavy usage.
Jerome Bettis type joint. You know what I mean?
And
Yikes.
Cedric Benson's numbers were not as good as
No,
theirs.
as oh really?
No, they were still pretty good for running back standards, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
not Corey Dillon and Rudy Johnson.
Yeah, because
R.I.P.
we got him towards the downcline of his career,
Yeah, 'cause he
coming
came
out
from
the
Chicago.
Bears. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Heavy usage in Chicago.
yeah. But yeah, anything else to add before I get into the preseason game? All
Yes, sir.
right. But like I was saying, you guys, preseason game this Friday, man, August 11th at Paycor Stadium, 7:30, I believe is the kickoff time. Yo, what should we expect and what we got to do to win this game, yo, on offense, defense, and special teams?
I'll
Well,
let you lead the way.
it's a full evaluation to me, so I just feel like, come on, everybody see like I said, we just talked about the
That's to the
quarterbacks.
one.
Yeah, the running backs. They gave out the depth chart. I mean, I don't know if we'll see Mixon on one session. I don't believe we will. I think we will see basically the second and third. I know Jamar Chase isn't in. I know they got Tyler Boyd in.
Really?
Yeah, on the depth chart.
Can't see it everybody.
So let me see this. Yeah.
What about Irv?
Oh yeah, I definitely got to see how that plays out. I think that's definitely number one. I need to see how that plays out.
He'll
The tight
play
end
probably
position.
a couple series in this
He'll play
first.
a couple.
I say maybe 2 series, and then you won't see him the rest of the game.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Chase. I know we'll see a lot of Trent Irwins, but
Right.
yeah, Boyd, Trent Taylor, Kwame laced to the second. Yeah, we might see all those, but I mean, just follow. I hope they just excel the game plan. I mean, I don't know what to expect from the Packers. I mean, yeah, I just hope they just play a full, complete game. I said it was, we're back in the session now. I'm sure the first probably maybe I don't know how many minutes is going to be sloppy as expected.
Oh, you already know.
As expected.
Guaranteed.
So it's going to be sloppy, but what I just expect, I just hope we get the best evaluation from each player just going forward.
Mhm.
It's kind of hard to pinpoint, but we'll give y'all, well, at least for me, I'll give y'all more answer until after this first game.
Right.
I just want to
Yeah.
see how well they cut in and out of breaks, where their speed levels at,
Yeah.
vision.
Especially the defense. I definitely got to see how the Knicks got. I think just position wise, I'm gonna be paying attention to is tight end, safety, and corner. Yeah, I'm really not going to be paying too much to the offense like that, but mainly just the defense.
Mhm.
Mainly defense. But yeah.
I'm with it.
Add to that. All right, score predictions, you guys. Do you care?
Man,
Do you care?
Preseason.
Do you care?
They don't. I don't even know why they keep records for preseason.
I really
That's
don't
the
either.
dumbest thing I've ever seen in my damn life. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I really don't either. I just hope they win, but it is what it is. They're kind of like scrimmage games. Yeah.
Like you said, it's a scrimmage. Show me something. That's all I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's at home. Friday Night Lights. Just make the city proud. Going into the closing, man. What's going on in this running back market? The contracts that's been signed. They got Saquon Barkley back. Mm-hmm. Just so everybody know, we're on like the whole NFL news. Everybody know that's listening. But it's like
it's a pass-heavy offense.
Yeah, it's a pass.
The running back position is nowhere near as valued as it used to be.
That's crazy.
No.
Everyone cares, and all the money is invested in the big plays.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that many big plays in the run game.
Plus, you're getting a lot of running backs that's not getting. They're undrafted.
Unless you find a team that's willing to fully commit and go against the mold and go old school style with building a line, having a traditional fullback, and actually showing the dominance a run game can be, it's not going to go back.
Yeah, it's not. Just due to how, like you said, like the focus on NFL now, like it's changed. Like you said, it's that pass heavy league. Now you got running backs catching shit out the backfield. So
like I said, all running backs now and into the future just needs to thank Le'Veon Bell for all his contributions that he has made towards the position.
I'm not gonna lie to you because you got to point that out because it's just like that was basically the deal breaker because he decided to drop out at the most
crazy,
the highest. It's like you couldn't like if I say that anybody that we knew in these last 10 years that fucked up the bag is him. He was at literally the highest, like literally like. That's all everybody he might have been. I don't know if he's the number one running back in the league at that time, but he was the most elite, like at that time period. But the contract that he was going to get, yeah, bro, like him sitting out, that cost it,
He unwillingly participated in an experiment that he had no idea he was a part of.
Cost it, man. So yeah, I'm with you on that. You got to blame him. The follow-ups, the Melvin Gordons, he's still around, but he ain't doing too well.
He currently with the Bengals. You have a Mixon making the money he made, and then you had Pete Ryan come in making the money he made, and it was like the same. Mm-hmm. So, it's all right there.
It is. But, hey, we'll see how that shit plays out. But yeah, it's a wrap. Because when Saquon Barkley was talking about sitting out, I was like, he ain't gonna sit out.
Nah.
I ain't believe that shit at one bit. Like he ain't gonna sit out. But I think Josh Jacobs still hasn't been signed yet. I think he's still looking for a place. So that's gonna be interesting. But it's almost like they might as well look at the bigger picture. Stop being stubborn. Just being serious, man. You gotta look at the bigger picture. Stop being stubborn. It's like what does it really matter at the end of the day? Really. So. But who am I to tell? They're like some people got a lot of mouths to feed. I don't know. Shit. I don't know. A lot of
running backs went down last year. That's all I'm gonna say.
That too, man. A lot of them, man.
Open up the door for these guys. That's all I'm gonna say.
Because the age has gotten younger and younger by the year. Like the age, the way it lasts. It's almost like once they hit 26, it's like it's a wrap. Because they hit 26.
Well, you're over 200,000 miles on a speedometer, man. Or the odometer.
Bruh.
I mean, you are at that point.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Unfortunately, in the running back world, you take a beating through high school, then through college, and blah 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 blah.
Yes, sir.
Of course.
Oh yeah, man. Anything else to add with the running back situation? Reaction to the NFL, they gave out a new revised policy on their how they're going to be handling the sexual assault. So pretty much it's going to be automatic, like 6-game suspension.
No matter what.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
That's what the verbiage where they put it. 6 coming off the Deshaun Watson nonsense and all that shit, and everything else happened. The Bills punter, all that shit. Like I said, they said 6 games automatic.
Screwed over. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, but he got cleared though. The Bills kid.
Yeah,
he got cleared. And to follow up with the next topic with Jackson Mahomes, this shit, yeah.
This guy.
All right, so the lady, all right, I guess the bar that the lady was working at, like from what I'm seeing,
Whatever.
yeah, they're forced to close down due to sales going downhill. So the way I'm looking at this is because normally when assault situations happens, the money goes up.
Right.
The reason for her is going down. So it's just almost like regulars around the area might know more than we know on how she is. Like that's my answer on that one, bro. That's my answer on that one. But we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, that's your update on that shit. If y'all got anything to comment on that, but I saw that shit, just shook my head. I was like,
any more of my time with that.
I was like, all right.
He's only relevant because his brother.
You already know it.
We already know. We just brought it up on the show before. I was supposed to give everybody an update, but I was wondering about that shit. Probably wasn't, but just to add it on there. Also, in other goofy news, man, Nickelodeon be airing the Super Bowl this year, which is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
And also, NFL is concerned adopting the XFL's kickoff style as a possible replacement for the kickoff format. So we'll see if that plays in effect as well. I mean, would y'all like that? I mean, it looked cool in the XFL. I mean, but that's the XFL.
Where they stand at the 30 or something like that. Nobody can move until you catch the ball
it. Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, I mean, just keep it how it is. To be honest.
Yeah, because
they have it. Majority of kicks are touchbacks now, anyway.
Right.
I mean, you're doing everything you can to eliminate the position without actually eliminating the position.
Ooh, one thing I want to add to that. All right, to that whole sexual assault thing. One thing I want to say is that I want I know you guys agree or disagree. I want the NFL to consider stadium housing. Similar to how Chad Johnson was staying at the Paul Brown Stadium when we had it at the time.
Right.
Just to prevent, I mean, I know it's a far reach and I know it's gonna be hard to keep an adult in that area.
You're trying to ask people 8 months of the year to stay away from their families. That ain't happening, man. That's like
what
the whole 2020 COVID bubble.
Pretty much. That's what I'm like. If they could consider it, if they could somehow dissect in a way to where times of coming on campus, coming off campus, or off the where do I want to call it? Yeah, let's call it campus. But yeah, I mean, I know they won't do it, but it's just just to eliminate the fuckery.
Right.
Just throwing it out there, yo. I'm just throwing it out there.
Again,
throwing it out there.
You also made this statement earlier. Hold people accountable for their actions. These are adults. At this point, you got to have your head, hand held, just to be going out places and shit. You have players like I forgot Henry Ruggs. He gets drunk and kills somebody with his car.
That could have been prevented with stadium housing.
It could have been, but also these people also make enough money also to where they can have chaperones and shit like that. Sober drivers, whatever the case may be, you want to call it. Designated drivers and things like that. I mean, there's decisions that these adults need to make.
Yeah, I feel it. But it goes on the other end too. Just how we're seeing with these people with this cash grab on Mixon, you got people out there just greedy, just to be greedy. You just looking for it to be a victim in something. So that's why I'm just it's kind of hit or miss, but it's just that's why I came up with the stadium house. It's I don't know how they would do it. It's a lot keeping some people away from their families that long, but if they could do it just 3 months of the season, I don't know. I don't know how they would do it, but just somewhere they could regulate just bullshit from happening, just somehow, because I get it, everybody's responsible for their own. Everybody, it's an adult league, especially talking about groups of just aggressive men. So it's it's kind of hard to tell a machine what to do,
right?
But at the same time, it's just something's got to give, because it's we're going to keep seeing these cases year in, year out. We keep seeing the same formula played out before the season start. 3 people got called out. I saw dude from Miami, Cheetah. He got called. He got accused of doing some bullshit. Somebody else got accused of doing some bullshit. They try to bring up it's crazy as hell. That's I'm just every year we go through this shit. It's almost something's got to give on time to bring this shit down to a minimum, like how it was before all this shit started happening.
Right.
But now we're seeing that at an all-time high, I feel like. But I mean, I don't know. It's just an idea, man. Just something like a segue off that shit. But I know it won't happen, but something has to. You just hate to see people get caught up in a bullshit situation in regards to they got money or not money to handle the situation. They still got that stain on their name.
Right.
Whether it's a raper or whether
you did it,
whether you did it or not.
Unless you're an owner of
that
a
too.
franchise.
That too.
So I'm not going to get to all that again.
Yeah, that too.
Don't speak on him. Sorry,
that too, man. So it's just like, I don't know. Just something
and
to look
again,
at, man.
Until I see a book, I don't want to hear about these things now.
That's
all I'm going to say with that.
Okay, last one. This guy, speaking of Browns, Johnny Manziel has come out with a documentary. Yeah. Opens up by planning to commit suicide after finding out he was bipolar. How y'all feeling about this, yo? Just like Mav said, you're an adult, accountability.
Right. So he just found out he was bipolar? Just now, recently?
No, he's known about it.
He's known about it.
Do you know the story?
No.
Okay, well, basically, he admitted as soon as the Browns cut him, he was debating on committing suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And things like that.
To me, I
take those talks seriously in that.
Right, of course.
Nothing away from nobody, but I don't know how much credibility is fully there with Johnny Manziel.
Right.
Okay.
Because you look at his track record, his history, silver spoon in his mouth, and everything else.
It can't be ignored.
It can't be ignored, but it just seems like it's an attention
seems like
grab.
a reach.
It is, yo. You got to be honest. Thank you, man.
Because I know you didn't have the opportunity in the NFL, but there were other opportunities, and
he declined.
Thank you.
He was being stubborn, yo. Like, that's what happens when you give, like, look, he came out of Texas A&M. He's what, 21, 20, whatever. Got like whatever. I won't say it was a Deshaun Watson contract, but he got a major fucking contract by the Browns. So you being that young, I think he was like the youngest QB in the league at the time, making that type of money.
And he already had money to put on that.
The shortest.
Yeah, that too. Yes. The short of Mav was saying. So, he did all that stuff himself, like Mav was saying. He chose to drink. He chose to, smack his lady on the highway. He chose to do all the bullshit. He was a party boy. Yeah, he was a party. Yeah.
I mean, that was his track record. He was just a party boy. He did not take life seriously because he probably went through his whole life without having any serious responsibilities because, again, he had a silver spoon in his mouth. Everybody wiping his ass, probably even as an adult after he shits. He probably has somebody come up that he pays to wipe his ass for him so he doesn't have to. And, when he got told, basically, you need to be a responsible adult, and here's what you got to do, he couldn't commit.
That was the
just
problem.
Just like Jamarcus Russell on the other end of the spectrum. He just wasn't a party boy. He was just lazy as fuck and got paid.
Yep.
And
maturity wasn't there yet.
That's just what I look at it. To me, very comparable players, just on opposite ends of the spectrum of why. Rob Gronkowski's always been known as a partier.
Yep.
Did it ever affect his play on the field? Did it ever affect how much, he committed to the team and trained and everything? No. Johnny Manziel, all he cared about was, where's the next solo cup at? Who's doing shots?
Pretty much. Remember, he's out there with Josh Gordon out there doing the Yamini. They was out there doing the Yamini. So it's just like
it's hard for me to give too much credibility to what Johnny Manziel says.
Yeah, but at least I will give him this. At least it seems like he's trying to find religion to accept his wrongdoings on what he did.
And I commend him for that.
I'll give him that. But I'm with Mav. Like, this sounds like some victim shit. Like, you just yeah. But he found what it looked like. He might have found religion, but we'll see.
Right.
We'll see.
We'll see.
This like I said, you could do this without making a Netflix documentary. Just being real with you.
That's money. Get some more money for
it. Money. That's money. So I can't feel sorry for somebody that's trying to get a cash grab out of his wrongdoing. So it's just like, And then another flip side of it to look at it, when this comes out, you're only going to see one side. So everything that we all said, you're probably not going to see the ugly shit. He might, if he does, kudos to him if he admits the ugly shit.
I doubt it.
But if he don't, that, you know, you ain't really being honest, bro. So I can't. Yeah, we gotta let you crash out on your own. So yeah, man. Now, that's all we got for y'all. Anything else to add, man, to all this, man? For get out of here, y'all.
No, sir.
Ready for game?
What'd you say, bro?
Ready for game one.
Hell yeah. We're back, y'all. We're ready for game one this Friday. Like I said, tune in. No live stream. I won't be doing no live streams until week 1 against the Browns. So definitely mark your calendars on that. That's all we got for y'all today, man. Please like, share, and subscribe, man. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Anchor. But yeah, if you want to see the videos, definitely watch us here on YouTube right now on Queen City Stripes. Hit that subscribe button, man. I'm your man, Ray Summers, man. Shout out to my co-hosts, Foxx and Mav, man. Want to give y'all a hoo-day?
Yes, sir. Hoo-day.
No, yeah, man. We love y'all. We out. Salute.